Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a winter and Christmas book recommendations video for you. I've never done a book recommendations video before, I don't think. So I really hope this one is good and you guys enjoy it. I've picked up every book that I have read or not read that I just own that it gives me the winter or Christmassy vibes. I'm just going to dive in because I have a lot of books that I want to talk about today. The first book series that I want to talk about is the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. I have only read the first book. But the reason for that is because I want to read the other two during the winter season because I think it'll be the perfect time. This is a really cozy murder mystery set at a boarding school. And I'm sorry, but there is no better thing than cozy vibes while reading about a boarding school. And to add to that, a murder mystery at a boarding school. I'm sorry, there is no better thing. So that is why I'm saving these final two books for the winter season. I might even reread the first, we'll see. So this is based at Ellingham Academy, where in 1936, is it 1936 or 1836? 1936, Ellingham's wife and daughter were kidnapped. And then we go back to present day, where Stevie Bell is attending the school in hopes of discovering the truth about the kidnapping and solving this murder. So I cannot tell you what the two sequels are about, obviously, because they're sequels, but I really enjoyed this first one. I gave it a 4.5, and that was probably being quite harsh, and I should have given it a 5. But I'm really excited to see how the other two level with this one, and see if the enjoyment lasts through all the series. But I definitely think this has the vibes required for a Christmas read. The next book that I have, or books, is also a series, but it's the last series, and that is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. And you're probably thinking, why is this a Christmas read? Well, okay, it may not be based at Christmas, and it may not be based at winter, and it may be the perfect read all year long, but it is the perfect read all year long, and therefore the perfect read for Christmas and winter season. These just make you feel happy. These books really do something to your heart. They make you feel fluffy inside, and they make me feel like I'm playing with a bunch of puppies while eating a big bag of marshmallows. And if that isn't the perfect read for the winter season when you want to be happy, then what is? You know, what is? I'm sorry, I just cannot think of anything better than reading happy books about love during the Christmas season. I know this is such a cop-out, but I really felt I had to mention it. And I really hope you guys, if you haven't already read it, and even if you have read it, go and give it a reread this season. Make yourselves happy. You know, they're such quick reads because they're graphic novels. I adore them. There is 3 volumes out. Cannot wait for the 4th, but it's so far away. I'm going to be rereading them, so why not? The next book that I'd actually recommend is another murder mystery, and that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. And I would recommend all of the series, but I haven't even finished this book to recommend you the series. Now, as you can see, I am a delightful 15 pages of the way through my second read of this, because the first time I stopped at 60% and decided to restart it another time, which is what I'm doing here. But this is a very spooky murder mystery based in New York, and is very paranormal. And I just think that reading about ghosts and demons may not be a Christmas thing, but it's definitely a winter thing when the nights are spooky and dark, and you've got your cup of hot chocolate, and you've got a little biscuit snack, and you want to read. You may as well pick up your book about ghosts and demons. I do not see a bad time. I just think we have a lot of dark time now because everything's dark all the time. It's 3 o'clock and it's dark outside, making it very difficult to film. I think that is just the perfect reason to use that dark time to read dark books, like The Diviners. God, I really do come up with some interesting excuses. Another book that I'd actually recommend you read is one that I do not own physically, and that is One by One by Ruth Ware. I read this as an ARC, and I really, really enjoyed this. It is, again, a murder mystery. Can we see a theme? Basically read any murder mysteries. We do have more murder mysteries on the way. This one is even more perfect for the winter season because it is based in a snowy resort where there's avalanches and there's skiing, and it's a skiing resort, and then they all get snowed in and murders take place. It has snow. That is winter. Okay, snow, winter, snow, winter. I see a perfect reason to read that. this Christmas season, even if you don't get any snow, because if we don't get any snow, I'm gonna be really sad. If I say the words Christmas season one more time, I swear God. The next book that I would recommend is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Now the reason for this is because it is very much based in this gothic house, and the descriptions of the house are so magical, and the surrounding gardens, and it isn't based in winter at all, but the descriptions of the house, it's a dark house, it's a gothic house, and inside is spooky vibes. It is a spooky book, and it does have the thrillery vibes as well, which I enjoy reading during a dark spooky evening, like I keep saying, and so I don't see another reason. I just think this would be a perfect time. If you have not picked up this book yet, or you're fancying a reread, now might be a good time. Another book that I have chosen is Wranglestone by Darren Charlton. The reason I chose this is because it is actually based in winter. This story is about a post-apocalyptic world where there are zombies. But it's not as dark as it sounds. But they all live on this like national reserve where it is a lake, and they live on little islands in the middle of the lake. And the lake protects them all year from the dead until it comes to winter, when the lake freezes over and the dead can walk across the ice. I mean, what other way to be scared than winter, ice, a winter read? I mean, look at those snowy mountains. I love reading books based in the season that I'm reading them. I just find it adds another element to the read, and sometimes you just want to feel part of it all. If you have not read this book anyway, I would definitely recommend it. So the fact that we're just getting to the season that it is based in is even more of a reason to go ahead and do so. I'm now going to go with two books that are actually set at Christmas. So they are specific Christmas books, which obviously you want to read Christmas books at Christmas, but I just thought I'd mention them anyway. And neither of them I've read, but they both have got a place in my heart ready to go. And the first one is Jenny Colgan's An Island Christmas. I actually got rid of the dust jacket because this was the actual hardback and the dust jacket was ugly. So I just have this. I've had this since January because I love going to the charity shops in January and picking up all the Christmas books that everybody's unhauled. Because they do, everybody does it every year. They buy all these Christmas books, and then at the end of Christmas they get rid of them all, and I'm there thinking whoop whoop, and I'm buying all the Christmas books. So I've had this on my TBR a long time, ready and waiting to read it, knowing that I was going to save it for Christmas. The thing is, I bought two and I got rid of one, and I cannot remember the blurb of this one because I took away the dust jacket. You have to have at least one or two Christmas books on your TBR for Christmas, I think. The next one that will be on my TBR is Sophie Kinsella's Christmas Shopaholic, which I think is around a woman who is doing her first ever Christmas. Yeah, it's her first time hosting Christmas. What can go wrong? You all know how hard Christmas can be, and I don't have to host it because my mother does. So what better than to read about someone else's stress during Christmas to make you feel better about your own, and to put a morbid spin on it. We are during a pandemic where some of us aren't sure if we can go home for Christmas and see our family. Maybe reading about the stress of Christmas in a book might make us feel a little bit better about not being involved in the stress. I mean, that is a reach. We're going to be sad either way. But if that does come to the case, I'm hoping this will make me feel better. The last two that I have are completely different books, but I'm grouping them together because they are both British Library Crime Classics editions. The first one is Blood on the Tracks, which is Railway Mysteries, and they are a collection of short stories. I really, really love a murder mystery, as we have discovered from this. So the fact that these are short stories really helps if you don't have much time to read during Christmas, because obviously family gatherings take over and all the other festivities that sometimes reading isn't always a main focus. So this one's great because the short stories can be about 20 pages. Some of them are 30, some of them are 20, some of them are 40. You can pick a size that you fancy and you can give it a read and feel like you are getting good murder mystery vibes without having to sit and read a whole book. But that being said, if you're feeling reading a British Library crime but you don't want to read a short story, then you could go for something like this one, which is Mystery in White, A Christmas Crime Story. Christmas crime story. I mean, it says it for itself, doesn't it? It's Christmas. It's a crime at Christmas. Of course I'm going to read it at Christmas. I personally will be reading this for Christmas Horror-a-thon, where we read Christmas thrillers, crimes or horrors during the Christmas season. I'm not seeing a better reason than the name. Mystery in White, A Christmas Crime Story. This is just one of many. The British Library crime classics have such a wide variety, perfect for all different seasons of the year, and if you were into them, then I recommend you go check out a few and pick some of them up because they have so many good options. Now that was a really long list, and I really hope that some of you actually found something useful from this video and maybe we'll pick some of these up to read during Christmas time. But I would also like to know what you guys recommend for me to read during Christmas time, because clearly I do not have enough books to read already. So please recommend me at least one book that you think would be the perfect Christmas read. Even if I've read it, just let me know, and so other people can look as well, and let's all make our Christmas and winter TBRs even bigger than they already are. If you've already read any of these books as well, please let me know what you thought, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!